Shemar Moore from Criminal Minds.
What's going on?
This is your second venture into the DC universe. Yeah. First one initially was Birds of Prey. Yeah. What is the character of Cyborg in comparison to your first run with the DCU?
Well, the first run, I was probably the dumbest cop on television, because I would always be like, there's a crime, and then Huntress would come flying out of the sky, and every episode scare the mess out of me. And I go, don't do that. Where'd you come from? And then, obviously, Ashley Scott is beautiful and as sexy as she was in those leather pants and all the stuff she wore. But she's Batman's daughter, got to fly around and save the day. But it still was a lot of fun because it was that whole world of the Batman world, and we spun it, and if the show had lasted longer, there was some talk that it was going to come out that my character actually had some superhuman powers. We didn't get that far, but we still had a good run. And just to be, I was on cables and doing green screen, and I was flying over stuff and getting attacked by guys made out of water, and it was just a weird world of making television. So just the process as an actor was a lot of fun. But now, today, 2014, Cyborg, it doesn't get much cooler than that. There's Batman, I get it, and we've all grown up with Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. As a kid, I liked Aquaman, but Cyborg, half black, half white, big time athlete, wants validation and love from his father, but it's tough to come by. Big accident happens, and then he finally gets support from his father because his father has to save his life, and he turns him in just so he can continue to live life. He turns him into half machine, half man, and then this really cool character is born. And I just love that even though he's a badass out there kicking butt and saving the day, there's a humanistic quality to this whole story. So you get to understand why all these characters, who they are, behind the armor and what it took for them to be a part of this world and what's at stake and what their responsibility is. And then I just get to be the voice of a superhero. So Robert Downey Jr. is a doll action figure at Toys R Us. I'm trying to be an action figure at Toys R Us.
Now, what does your mom think about you being a hero?
She just go out and work it. she can go out and work it. She's like, you gonna do what? You gonna be the voice of a cartoon? How does that work? And so I don't think she completely. I mean, she gets it. She's excited, and she saw how excited I was because I've been blessed to have a 20-year career and to do this and that. But what kid, adult doesn't want to be a superhero? So to be able to be the voice and entertain not only kids but so many people. There's such a cult following in this DC comic world. She saw that something excited me in a way that I hadn't been excited in a long time because it was new and it was fun. It was nerve-wracking because it's not easy. It's completely different than what I do at Criminal Minds. And, to stand in that sound booth with the headset and the microphone and bring these words to life. And sometimes you have video and sometimes you don't. And just to get in the mindset of how a superhero thinks and the responsibility you have of how they need to be portrayed in this world. It was a lot for me to figure out on the fly. So I still haven't seen it. So obviously I didn't do a terrible job because I got invited to this, but I'm a perfectionist, so I know I'll probably sit in there and have a sigh of relief, like, okay, I did all right, but I'm going to be busy thinking about what I could do if I get another chance to do it even better.
Shemar, I'm going to be doing a story about a gentleman who's 64 years old, doing a cross-country bike ride from Virginia to San Francisco for MS.
Wow, that's huge.
I know your mom's going through that. So.
Yeah, my mother's been diagnosed officially for about 15 years, and I just completed my 8th year in a row of doing an MS ride, but I only did 100 miles. This 64-year-old gentleman's going to do 3,000 miles.
Yeah, 3,800.
3,800, in like what? How long?
I think probably 2 weeks.
2 weeks, that's fast.
Well, 2 months.
Fast.
2 months.
2 months, I was going to say. Right. 2 months, okay.
Yeah.
But still.
Chad will fill you in on it a little
That's
bit.
no joke. That's no joke. My uncle, because my mother just turned 70 years old, so my uncle is 4 years younger. He's done the MS ride with me twice, and he was 64 and 65 when he did it. And the first year he did it, he's 60 miles, and then he did 100 miles. And it was such an inspiration to me because I'm 43, and I knew what it takes, training and all this. So just to make that 100 miles, to make Mama proud, and I'm a big believer in you finish what you start, and no shortcuts and all that thing. But to hear story, to watch my uncle do it, I was like, okay, I got work to do if I want to be able to do this when I'm 64, let alone be able to go across country. So I tip my cap to this gentleman and I say thank you, because this MS is very real in my mother's life and so many other people, millions of people. I'm doing a whole Baby Girl clothing line online at my website, and Baby Girl started at Criminal Minds, and it's just a fun way to access my fans and interact with my fans, but also rather than just saying, hey, please give me some money for MS, I can say, hey, let's have some fun together.
Right.
I ride a bicycle to raise money, and now I've made this cute little baby girl clothing line for all my fans, and the proceeds go to MS. And I'm hoping that in my mother's lifetime, and especially my lifetime, we're both around to see a cure for MS.
Shemar, thank you very much.